What's up, everybody? It's 8 o'clock, and you already know what time it is. It is time for my show, The Mecca James Show. I give you fashion, politics, and everything in between. But today, people, it's all about relationships. I put it on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. What do men really want in a relationship? And I want people to call me up. Ladies, I have my all-male panel on deck, and you can call in at 347-857-4866. The number again is 347-857-4866. If you're a little nervous, you can go in the chat room, blogtalkradio.com/Mecca, MECCA, show, and the number 1. You can chat it up with me there. We are going to go in on the topic. I had the first show in November, and people are still talking about that show. I see some of them on the line already. My first caller is 5870.
How you doing, Mecca? This is Dominican Soul. How you been?
This is good. This is Dominican Soul. He is one of my panelists. Let me tell you, people, it's going to be straight talk. They're opinionated, outspoken, but straightforward, and we're just going to give it to you. We have another one of our panels already on the line, and he's going to come in right now. Let's go. Hello, 9269.
What's going on, Mecca? It's Kendall.
Kendall is on the line. He is one of our panelists. We're going to make it happen. We got one of our other panelists on deck, and we about to go in. 2063, you up next. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm in the building. Rob Lee, I'm here. Mr. Everything, Mr. Global Branding, Miss Whatever you want. Let's jump in.
Let's get it. My brother Rob is on the line. So let me tell you the panelists. We have Rob, Dominican Soul, and Kendall. I'm going to ask them questions. You know, ladies need to know, what do a man want in a relationship? You know, there's no cut and dry answer, but we're going to try to get to the bottom of this. They're going to be straight shooters, opinionated, but yet very respectful. And I'm taking some calls, too. So we're about to go into it. We'll start with Rob, and then we'll go to Dominican Soul, and then we'll go to Kendall. So first show was there was a lot of questions. There was a lot of general questions. This time I'm going more detailed. We're going to really get at you. So, Rob, I'll just leave it out to you for people that didn't hear the first show. What do men really want in a relationship? Because we're going to go deep, but we want to start it off a little.
All right, well, we might as well start this thing off the right way and just say what it is. We want, one of a few things. You got to be able to cook. You got to be able to clean. You got to be able to hustle. Mm-hmm. Be good with that muscle.
Okay. Now, in case you didn't hear the first show, Rob said this, and people were going crazy. People was just like, a lot of brothers was agreeing with you. So we're going to take it over to Dominican Soul. We also have my other panelist, Dave, is on the line, so I'm so happy. Texas is in the building. So Dominican Soul, I'll give you that one. What do women really want in a relationship?
Well, I'm going to agree with Rob on that, but to elaborate a little bit further, a real partner in life, somebody that's going to be with us and not against us.
Exactly. So we have my other panelists on the line. Dave, you coming in, 8149. Let's go. What's up, Dave?
How you doing?
Pretty good. Glad to hear from you.
Good.
So we're just going to jump into it. What do men really want in a relationship? And people out there, this is my panel. Dominican Soul, Rob, Dave, and Kendall. These are the people. And so when I ask you a question, please just say your name so everybody would know. What up, Dave? What's going on? What do men really want in a relationship?
Well, the two guys said it already. It's really about companionship. There's times that one of us is going to be down. I need somebody to be able to pick me up. I'm just looking for somebody that could be my friend, my lover. Sometimes be willing to fight me, push me a little bit. I just need somebody that could be my best advocate. You always want somebody that's on your team, that you know that you can believe in, you can have faith in, you can trust. And then, obviously, like Rob said, that, knows how to work that muscle, because at the end of the day, sometimes you need to relieve that stress. So you got somebody that knows what they're doing or can help you out, it's always going to be that much better. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you can do my mental part and then take care of the physical, we all good.
We good on that. So, ladies, you got to know how to work it. You got to know what you're doing. So we're going to give it over to Kendall. You up next. Let's go.
What's going on, Mecca? Yo, I can't even say it better than it was said. I'm gonna have to use that as a Facebook post. But for real, I love
Rob,
it.
wait, hold up, Rob. You better trademark that.
Oh yeah, it's already done, but it's okay. I'll definitely lend it to my pen. It's an honor to be on here with you.
All right, good luck. But men are real simple creatures. We really don't want much. I mean, contrary to popular belief, me, myself, I just want to eat, watch the game, and a woman to enjoy it. That's basically it. I'm real simple. I don't want much.
Okay.
But long as you got my back and I got yours, we should be able to ride out.
So, ladies, you're listening. I know there's a lot of people on the line. I want to get some questions in, so that's what I wanted to know. I'm gonna get to you guys because I know you're online and I know a lot of people are holding on. So I want to give a question out here. Is sex equally important as love? Why or why not? Because I want to go into details with these questions. So I'll give it to Rob, then Dominican Soul, then we'll give it to Dave, and we'll go to Kendall.
Okay, this is Rob Lee once again. Yes, it is definitely as equal to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is that by nature, not just, of course, by nature alone, we're physical creatures. That goes without saying. But also, when you meet someone and the only thing you have to go on in the beginning is the physical, in terms of the look, what's appealing to the eye, that then stimulates something in the brain, which is also chemical. So it's a lot more to it than, he just likes a, big button smile. It's not that. It's actually chemically, scientifically connected. I mean, there's something that has to stimulate, the brain to say, okay, wait a minute. Oh, that's something that's very interesting. That is very something that's caught my eye that I really want to be at. And it's definitely as equal, because you can have somebody that you love them. You
exactly.
love the qualities they have and everything like that. But if that the sex is not right, man, it's not gonna hold the attention. There's just no way around that. There is no but I take care of the kids, or when we get home I make sure a meal is cooked, or I love you. Okay, that's good, and that's all good, baby. That's definitely all good. But there's a physical need that we have by nature that needs to be released, and that is true whether it's us, and this is true all the way to even to the animal kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Sex, is not just about the act of it. It's actually a chemical balance that comes with that. So it's
absolutely,
definitely
I totally agree.
Definitely equally as important, because also too, the kind of sex you give me also determines how much what kind of love is there. Because if love is something that's no holds barred, I don't want to hear I don't really do that, or that's nasty.
Ladies, please take notes. Please take notes. I'm going to get it to. Say that again, please.
I mean, like I said, there is no. If love has no boundaries, it's also reflected in the act that you have with someone. You know what I mean? Like, there is no, I can't do that. I won't do that. I can't do that. There is none of that. You can't do that. Especially if you're saying that love has no boundaries. You can't put a boundary on that, but don't put a boundary on this. There's different ways that it has to go. It's definitely intertwined.
Okay. Thank you. So, ladies, Rob was basically saying there should be no limits. If I tell you to do something, you should be able to do it if you love me. So we're going to go to Dominican Soul. What's up?
What's up? This is Dominican Soul. I'm kind of glad that you asked that question. I was actually having a conversation with a couple of people the other day just about that. And we were talking about how when people get married or they're in a serious relationship, they always use the word, especially like when they're talking about marriage, they use the word consummate the marriage or consummate the relationship. And a lot of people don't really understand the definition of consummate. And the definition of the definition of consummate is actually to make complete by having sexual intercourse. So, in a sense, your relationship is really not complete unless that part of your relationship is thorough. So, it's like Rob said, we could have this great connection, we could have this great friendship, we could have this great love for each other, but if the sex isn't right or it's not there, we have a serious issue. Right after finance, sex is one of the greatest relationship killers. So if the sex isn't right, how do you expect to keep a woman? Or vice versa, how do you expect to keep a man? I mean, if I can't please my woman in the bedroom, it's going to reflect in every other area. She might tolerate it for a while, but it's only going to be a matter of time before she starts looking somewhere else. And I don't know about y'all, but I can't have that.
especially if it's like
I can't have it. I need to be performing at a level of sexual excellence at all times. I mean, it's important. It's necessary. It's necessary to blow your girl's back out every chance you get. Not because you try to prove something, but because you love her and you want to show her that, you know, this is how much I love you. You gonna come until you can't come no more.
Exactly.
All righty then. So we're gonna give it over to Dave. Dave, go ahead, answer that. That was a great answer. Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say Dominican Soul said it. You know, I would say sex is very, very important to a relationship. Now, when I say it's the end all be all, because I need to come correct, and figuratively and and literally, you know, I need to be able to come correct when I'm doing what I'm doing, right? But you know, at the same time, you know, there's other pieces of it too that are important. But sex is a very a lot of times we know that people will break up or will dissolve a relationship because the sex is not correct. You know, women will talk about a dude behind their back, behind their sex. So, you know, sex is not the end-all, be-all to love, but it definitely plays a huge part. It definitely keeps love strong. When you know that you can get pleased, when you know that your physical needs are being met, sometimes you can deal with the finance not being right all the time, or you can deal with being late on the bill because you know you're going to get it right and that frustration is going to relieve. You know what I mean? You know, so... You know, the sex is definitely important. Like I said, it's not always the end-all, be-all, but it is definitely important. You need to be able to come correct because, you know, at when everything is said and done, you know, there's a connection, and there's a chemical connection like Rob was talking about. And two people that are sexually connected, they have a higher level of, you know, Molly is a ride-or-die chick. You know, I know at the end of the day, she's there for me, and I know it on all levels, you know, because she's there for me on every level of my being. So, you know, that's real important to me, and I know sex is a very important part of that.
So it's equally important as love. Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't say equally. I would say it's maybe it's a very small step down. You know what I mean? It's like a pool step down, like you know the wading pool. It's real small down. But it is, you know, it's very close to being equally important. I can't say it's equally as important. Because if I don't love you, I can still have sex with you. You know what I mean?
All right. I definitely agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that.
But, so I need to be in love with you and have great sex with you. I can't say it's equally as important because I can see through some flaws at times. But it is definitely of major importance in our relationship.
All right. So we take it over to Kendall. We have some people on the line. we'll probably go into like about 9:30. I got my boy Ahmed is on the line as well. So Kendall, answer that, please.
Well, I say, this is Kendall once again, everybody. I say sex is more important than love.
Wow.
For the simple fact. No, wow.
Let him answer.
I'm all ears, my brother, all ears.
Now, if we was to meet someone, we meet them, first time we get the attraction, we want to sleep with them. We sleep with them, right? And if it's whack, we're not going to want to be with you. We're not.
Okay.
We'll probably do it again once every blue moon, but we're not going to want to be with you. But if we find that person that's compatible, then we will love you and stay with you and find out everything else. But if the sex is whack, we're not really going to go past that. That's why I say it's more important. And I'll leave it at that.
We're going to leave it at that like I told you people.
Well, let me say this real quick, all right?
Wait, everybody got to talk at one time. Who's talking right now? And state your name.
This is Dave. This is
Dave. What's up?
What I would say is, yes, I understand what he's saying, but not every girl that you are with, the first time you're with them is on a sexual nature. So some people you actually meet, you might take out before you do what you do. So that's the only reason why I can kind of disagree with them to an extent. But I understand what he's saying. What he's saying is, if sex is not there and it's not good, you're not going to talk to somebody anymore. And that's before you get to the love aspect of a relationship, in my opinion. So that's why there is some difference. So, yes, if I go ahead and the first thing I do with somebody is have sex with them, and it's whack, yeah, we probably not going to talk no more. But if it's legit, I'm going to keep you in the game, but that still doesn't mean I'm going to love you. The love comes from a different aspect of our relationship. You know what I mean? So I would say that's my differentiation of the two. It's, if it's about sex and then you talking noise and then you come whack, then obviously it's the last time we're going to have a conversation. But if everything is correct, then, we'll keep talking, and then maybe love will mature from our relationship and conversation and those types of things. So that's just my opinion on Kendall's point.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We have another person on the line. Let me see. I'm not exactly sure where they are. I think they got off the line. So I wanted to know, how important is it for a woman to understand the male ego? Because sometimes women and men, they get in arguments, they hurt their ego. How important is that for a woman to know the male ego? And I'll give it to Rob. We'll give it to Dominican Soul, Dave, and Kendall. Because sometimes, some women don't know that. You're stepping on toes and they just don't know. How important is that to understand the male ego?
Right.
Who can tackle that?
This is Rob Lee. I think that the way to say that is you're not going to understand the male ego, just like I'm not going to understand the female ego. That's why the attraction is there. If you understand everywhere I'm coming from, chances are you a man just like me.
Okay.
So, another man gets another man in terms of the way we work. Now, in terms of just having a coping and understanding mechanism, that's a different situation.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the thing is understand is that, men are not emotionless. We're just less tied to the emotion as a woman is when it comes to the way we move, the way we make a decision, things of that nature. So, the more a woman, that's dealing with a man or her man or whatever understands that, okay, there's not an emotional thing, reasoning tied behind the reason why he moves the way he moves. We move with rationale. That's how we move as men.
Okay.
And there's you don't have to dig any deeper than that. And I think that's where the confusion comes in when you say you have the disagreements and arguments, because the woman is trying to understand from her point of view emotionally why I made a certain decision on something rationally.
Okay.
It's
Good answer. Dominican Soul, you want to tackle the question?
Yeah. I gotta say I do agree with Rob. 9 out of 10 times I don't think a woman's gonna understand a man's ego.
Mm-hmm.
I might say something right now that some of the guys might not like me for, but I don't think a lot of times. I don't think a lot of times we understand our ego.
We need that honesty on the Mecca James show.
I don't think a lot of times we understand our ego. I mean, there's been times where I took up for something and I'm like, well, where the hell did that come from? But I don't really need her to completely understand my ego all the time. And I say that because sometimes an ego might not always take you somewhere positive. What I do need her to respect is where I plant my 2 feet.
Okay.
Where I plant my 2 feet, whether you don't understand or not, I need you to respect that. If I don't like something, if I'm not moving a certain type of way, or I just don't believe in something, or I do believe in something, I just need you to respect that, because I'm going to ride with that. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't speak for every man, but once I believe in something, it's set in stone, and I'm not gonna change it for anybody. So I'm gonna need her to respect that. I'm not gonna plant my 2 feet, in a belief where it's gonna hurt her, but I just need her to respect where I'm coming from, because I don't always understand where she's coming from. My father told me the greatest lesson my father ever taught me was that I was never going to understand women, but I can learn, just by watching and observing how they move. I didn't have to understand. Sometimes you just got to respect where somebody's coming from, because they believe in that firmly. So if she doesn't understand me, that's fine, but as long as she knows and she sees that, I'm being rational and I'm being firm, and she respects that, I'm good with that.
Good answer. So we're going to give it to Kendall and then Dave, and then we have some callers. So go ahead. Let's make it. Kendall, let's go.
Well, hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Kendall again. I know I'm going to say something ridiculous. No. All jokes aside. Just like everyone else said, a woman is never going to understand a man's ego. We can't say it enough. But that's one of the biggest things a man has. And if you can't respect it, you really don't need to be with him. To understand it, you never will, just like they said. We will never understand a woman. The ego is actually what we live for, what we was born into. So if you understand a man, you'll try to understand his ego, and that's basically all I have to say.
All right. Short and simple, we won't understand the male ego, but we'll try to cope with them. Dave, you up, and then we have some callers. We got the ATL. Mass shout out to Alaska is in the chat room. There's a lot of people on the line. So, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, what I would say about that is it's not necessarily you have to understand the male ego. You kind of have to be considerate of a man. Every man is different, right? So, like, me personally, I don't have there's different pieces of the puzzle, right? So there's sexual, there's finance, there's a lot of different pieces of it. So, right now I make more than my lady does, and, that's okay by me. If she was making more than me, I guarantee you I'd hustle up to make more than her. It depends on the person that you're dealing with. Some dudes don't mind having a lady take care of them. Me personally, that would bother me. So it's each individual person. Like, some dudes don't mind laying on their back and letting their lady, do spins and all that stuff on them. I prefer to try to, give it to my lady and make her, finish. So I would tell you that you got to understand your man. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you don't understand them, the connection is not there. So, again, it's going back to the same thing we talked about a minute ago with the chemical levels and the physical levels. I know my lady understands me. So she knows what's going to piss me off. She knows what's going to get me angry, and that's going against my ego, at a different point in time. Or she knows what to say to push my buttons, or she knows what to do to anger me. and that's going against me as a person. So you know your man. So if you know his big deal is providing for the home, and he gets another job that pays him some more, even if it's less than you clap your hands for the dude. Oh, you making more money, baby. You gotta feed those portions of him that you know are important to him. You know what I mean? When I bring home money and I can take my family on a vacation, or I can provide for them, or I can get them, some of the things that they want as opposed to only the things that they need, that's important to me for her to recognize those things. So for my ego, a part of it is being able to provide for my family, being able to take care of my woman on a physical and an emotional level. So when I do those things and she appreciates that and she tells me that, or she shows me that in her action, that's how I know I'm doing what I need to do. But another man might not need to provide for his family financially. His thing might be to take care of the family more in a submissive role, and take care of the family and feed them and cook for them. Each man is different. So
like a Mr. Mom type of thing.
Exactly. I can't tell you the overlying answer to that question. But a woman that's in a real relationship with a man, woman's intuition will tell her, okay, these are the things that I see in his actions that he likes. And these are the things that I see in his action that he does that he wants appreciation for. So I need to make sure I play to those things, which will then uplift my man and give him the opportunity to be a better man at what he does. Does that make sense?
All right. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to speed this up a little bit. I know there's so many people on the line. You're up next. You're gonna come in, and then we're gonna go to a song. 3309, you're up next. Hello.
Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
All right.
You have a question for the panel, or you want to answer it? What's your name? Where you calling from?
I want to make a statement. I kind of agree with the last brother that was speaking. Breaking it down to the simplest terms, understanding the male ego is about understanding. How you get understanding is through communication and observation. And so women out there, if you're listening, communicate with your man. Don't keep it all on the inside. And men, if you're listening, communicate with your woman, because what happens is you may have a man walking around, he's moody all day long. But his woman is thinking, what's wrong? Is it me? Am I dressed right? Am I doing the right thing? But he's thinking about, he's a mechanic at a shop, and how come he can't get this car fixed all day? So neither of them communicated properly, and so there was no understanding. And so that's how you get that understanding. It's communication. I know a couple, they, he's a man and a woman, they, just can't get it right sometimes, but it comes down to communication. A man might say,
is the key.
Oh, well, I'm mad. What it really means is maybe he's afraid of something. Maybe he's, feeling inadequate about something, So it comes down to that. A man can say, like, look, I'm feeling inadequate. You make more money than me, babe. And you know what? I'm really not able to, accommodate what you would like from me right now. And she might not care about that. But that's all in the communication and the dialogue. So I think that's the best thing to say. Understand the male ego. It comes down to communicating with your man, observing your man, and then making correct actions based on that. And then both of y'all communicating and acting on each other and trying to make it build something together. That's what it's all about.
Thank you. And I agree. You have to know how to stroke your man's ego and communicate.
You just found another panelist.
Exactly. Well, actually, he kind of sound a little bit like Rob. I kind of thought he was Rob for a second. But
you just found another panelist.
Fellas, hold your comments. I see ATL on the line. I see a lot of people on the line, and then I'm going to go back to the panel. You're up next. 2311, you're up next. What do men really want in a relationship? Hello?
Hey, this is Key from Atlanta.
ATL always holds me down. What's going on?
Hey, y'all. Guys, I just want to say I learned a lot from your last show. But I have a question about marriage. What is the ingredient? Because I know y'all have y'all philosophy of the cook, the clean, and work the muscle. So what's that key ingredient that gets the female the ring? Because truth be told, most women who love you, they're sitting around waiting for the ring or trying to do the best they can in their relationship because they ultimately want to become the wife. So what's that key ingredient for you guys?
Here we go.
I have a question, a follow-up question for that, Key. But go ahead. Give it to the panel. Who's brave enough to answer that?
I'll do it.
Dominican Soul.
I'll do it.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll do it. Hi, this is Dominican Soul. I think the first issue is just that. You're waiting for the ring.
Oh, wow.
You're waiting for hardware instead of focusing on him. You're asking for the ring instead of keep looking for his love. That piece of paper is really not going to change nothing. It's not going to make your love any stronger. It's not going to change the relationship into a fairy tale. Is there anything wrong with marriage? Absolutely not. Is marriage a great thing? Of course it is. Do we want to get married just as bad as women do? Absolutely. We might not admit that, but we do. We all want the same thing you guys want. We want the white picket fence. We want to walk down. Well, we want to see you walk down the aisle. We want to stand on the altar with the tux. We want all of that, but we want you, and we want that to be a mutual understanding between the both of us. And if you have a serious man in your life, then that's going to come. When you seem too eager, it kind of tends to push us away a little bit. I think the recipe is to continue to be you and let that be strong enough to motivate me to want me to put a ring on your finger so you could continue to be you next to me for the rest of our lives.
Good answer.
No doubt. And
anyone else want to ask Key a question about that?
Yeah, I'll jump on it too. Very, very well put by the nigga. So this is Rob Lee. The other thing the key
Rob,
component
I hear an echo from you. Rob,
okay.
I hear a little bit of an echo from you. Okay, go ahead.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay. Basically, that key component as well, to getting that ring is, like you said, don't chase the ring. Let the ring come to you. And the thing is, too, is that understand what it is to be married. Understand what it is to be a wife. Know your role before you try to jump into it. Because the thing is, a lot of women have already been in love with the idea of being married since they was a little girl. Right. So you already have your expectations of what a marriage or what marriage is supposed to be or what being married is, and it's a complete different thing. You have to really understand the constitution of marriage, what it's about, where it comes from, because being married it's not just something to be cute and do. Mm-hmm. Marriage actually is about duties that you have to fulfill.
Yeah, it's not about a party.
Right, and a lot of people, women jump into it to say, "Hey, girl, I'm married. I got me a ring now." You know what I'm saying? As opposed to
married now.
Yeah,
wow.
as opposed to jumping into the role and understanding what the duties of being a wife is. And that's where I feel a lot of women, especially today, would go wrong with it because they feel like, oh, I've been with you for 5 years. That's the automatic next step. No, it really might have took you those 5 years to understand that's not the person you need to be with. It's not about that. Marriage is such a union that when it's the right union, time won't even matter whether you were with that person for 5 years or for 5 months. So just remember that. It's not about, get out of the idea of being married. Learn the duties of what it is to be married, because it is definitely a duty that you have to that person.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead. Who's on the line?
Oh, this ATL all day.
Oh, ATL still on the line.
I was like, am I still on? Wait, can I say one thing?
I didn't even realize that. Go ahead.
Wow, thank you. I was like, wait, am I still on? Let me check. what you have to think about this, and you want to think real hard about this when you evaluate yourself and where you are in your relationship, and evaluate where he is in your relationship. Are you qualified to be his wife, and is he qualified to be your husband? And see, that's what you have to come down to. Are you even qualified at this point? Are you ready for the whole we're together? There's no turning back, no exes, nobody else. Are you ready? Is he ready for that? And so when you look at and evaluate the situation, then that's when you can come to an actual dialogue instead of waiting on someone. You should be able to communicate and say, hey, I want to get married to you. I love you. I care about you. I want us to take this to the next step. Okay, once you do that, though, you have to prepare yourself. It's not just it's going to be magic, because you walk into it with the same ideas and thoughts you had the day before if you don't renew your mind. So get to the point where you can communicate, but then once you communicate, you then have to go a step further and renew your minds together so that when you join in holy matrimony or in matrimony, depending on how you want to call it, when you join together, you are truly moving as a unit. And that's the biggest and best thing about getting married, being able to move as a unit. His arms are your arms. Your mouth is his mouth. You speak for him, and you represent him when he's not around, and he speaks to you, and he represents you when you're not around. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Right. And just
ladies, take notes.
Let me add to that real quick, Mecca. This is Rob Lee. Let me add to that real quick, because one thing that's essential, it's very essential in any, like you said, holy matrimony and union, God has to be in it. And if it's not there, I'm telling you right now, it won't last, because marriage and union was created by God. So if you don't feed that marriage with the spirit of God and the Lord, it's not going to work. I can tell you that 100%. It will not work. I don't care how much you think you love somebody, how good the sex is. You got to bring God in it. If you don't, it won't work.
Amen on that. So, Key, you taking notes. It's people on the line. I'm going to get to you. Your last digits is 8149. Thank you, 8149. You're up next.
It's me, Mecca. That's Dave.
Hello?
Oh, that's Dave. I'm back in. I was just, my
Dave.
phone had dropped,
okay.
So you got me back.
All right. We have some other people on the line, and I have so many questions, so we'll probably go into an hour and a half. So you're up next, 6122. You're up next, 6122. Last digits. Let's go.
Hi, Mecca. This is Melinda calling from Harlem, uptown New York.
Harlem. Melinda, what's good? You have a question for the panel. What do men really want in a relationship? Comment, question?
Yeah, I do have a question. I mean, I don't know if you guys cover this because I've been listening for the last 10 minutes, but I do want to ask a question to the panel. Like, what are your thoughts on women being honest about dating other men while they're dating you?
I respect it. I respect it. I could jump on that. This is Rob Lee. That actually makes you look better, and because my man from ATL that was just speaking on it a minute ago said that key word, trust. If you're woman enough to tell me, look, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm feeling you, I'm feeling what we doing, but I also still want to see, my other options. I'd rather you be straight up with me and let me make the decision on what to do next, rather than hit me with a surprise, or one of my people see you out, or I see you out. I'm like, what's going on here? But if you say straight up, like, look, this is what I want to do, then that's on me to make the next decision on how I want to continue dealing with you.
Gotcha.
Hey, Mecca, can you rephrase that? Because I missed that. I missed the question, and it sounds like I think I can have a really good response to that one.
All right. So we're going to do this.
Based on Rob's response, I think I'm real with that one.
Say the question again, Melinda, and then we'll take it to Dominican Soul, then Dave, and then Kendall.
I mean, my question was just essentially how do you handle when women are open and honest about dating you and other men as well. I mean, I just find from my experience that men don't really want that much honesty when it comes to who you're dating and them knowing that they're not the only ones. I think sometimes men's egos can be so fragile they really can't handle the fact that, especially if they're digging you, that you're dating other people. I mean, how do you handle that? I mean, you say you want honesty, but I find that a lot of men can't handle honesty.
Well, it depends on when you tell them, too.
Dominican Soul, can I leapfrog you real quick? Dominican Soul, can I leapfrog you real quick?
Wait, Dominican Soul, then we got Dave. Dave, hold your comment. We're going to go Dominican Soul, yeah.
No, it's all right, Mecca. Go ahead, baby. You sound like you about to get at it. Go ahead.
No, because, the funny thing is, that's where I was. And, when you're talking to a guy, my lady was dealing with somebody else when I first got with her. So it's the dude that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? The first thing that I said, one of the things that we said earlier is you got to know the man that you're dealing with. And if a dude can't respect that, because I guarantee you he's probably dealing with somebody else too, but, he just want to know that he's doing what he's doing right and he's slaying it right and he's laying his pipe right or whatever it might be. But, if a dude is confident in this, I guarantee you, when she told me she was dealing with somebody else, I had no issues. I had no worries because you know what? I know I do what I do. I was willing to live with that. I am not worried about what I bring when I'm bringing. It's coming. So
let me tell you something. Right now, Dave, I don't mean to cut you off. The ladies is loving you in the chat room right now. They want to know right now, are you single? What's the status?
No, you know, Mecca, I am married.
No, but I just want to put it out there.
Yeah, you can put it out there. But
why you gotta get low when you say you love your wife, though? Say you love your wife, though. Say that with pride, brother. I love my wife. I'm married. Say that with pride, brother. I love my wife. Say that with pride. You gotta get on low and stuff.
Right? You know what? No, I'm just telling you, that's what it's about. It's if I'm confident with mine, you might not be dealing with a dude that's really confident with his. And that might be a sign to you that dude is not, because I guarantee you, if it was me, I would never have an issue, because I know I do what I do when I'm in the bedroom, and other than that, I'm a good dude all around, so there's never going to be a point where you feel like you should question the stuff that I'm doing or question what I'm saying to you or question the way I'm approaching you, because I know I'm real with mine, and I'm never going to lie to you, and I'm never going to fill your head with the bullshit. So, excuse me, man, I don't know if I can say that.
No, go ahead. You can say that.
But real talk, if I'm confident with mine, I never got an issue with about there's another dude in the way. That means I'm coming worse. You need to prepare when I come because it's going to be real. That dude is not a factor if I'm really trying to be with you like that. That's just day. So sorry, Dominican. I didn't mean to cut you.
Nah, it's all good.
I had to get it out. You feel it.
I'm gonna jump in right now. This is Dominican Soul. Just to answer Melinda's question, I think you're right. I think a lot of men do have an issue when you do tell them that you're dealing with somebody else. Me particularly, my answer is I don't really give a damn. I'm not asking you anyway. And the reason why I don't care is because I have an understanding that most men deal with women differently. They deal with women men usually deal with women in a 3-step process. And most men deal with women the same way. And they deal from the bottom up. And what I mean by that is they deal with women vagina, heart, then mind. And me knowing that, I know that he's not going to keep her for long because I deal with women differently. I deal with women from the top to the bottom, mind, heart, vagina. So like Dave said, he's not going to be a factor too long because once I've stimulated your mind, I'm going to captivate your heart. And when I rock that vagina, he's not going to be an issue no more.
What? The fellas is really giving it in.
I'm going to sit down right now because I was standing up while I was saying. I'm going to sit down.
What you say?
He said he's going to sit down right now.
Wow. People are going crazy in the chat room. Dominican Soul Raw. Kendall, where you at?
Oh,
answer the question.
Jesus Christ. The funny thing is, right? Nah, the funny thing about this, me and my boys was talking about this the other day, right? Now, my boys is just like them. They think just like them. I don't care. After it's over, I'm out, wherever. I care. It bothers me. It really does. Wait. Oh, me? No, I'm gonna tell you why it bothers me.
No, let him talk. Go ahead, okay.
The only reason why is because even if I have another shorty or whatever, I don't know what you're doing with that other dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about my lifestyle and my life. If you're going around, being somebody else's jump off, what are you going to bring back to me?
Ooh.
You understand what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I care. I don't care what you're doing, but what are you bringing back to me? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can be like, I'm with Rob, I'm with John, okay, but then I find out is Dick and Harry and Tom and maybe even Jane. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got to bring that back to me, and then I got to bring that back to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on. It's 2012. That's the only reason why I care. Y'all don't see it that way.
Well, yeah, let me jump in on that. This is Rob Lee. My thing
but
is,
she didn't say, let me just say you one thing, Rob. She didn't say jump off. This is someone that's dating, just dating.
Right. Okay, but I'm just saying, whatever you're doing with that other person, I still, it still affects me. It still affects me. That's why I said I got to bring that back. That's why I can't take it.
Right.
I got you. Thank you for your honesty.
Wait. One more thing. I'm sorry. And it still goes back to that ego thing. I don't want no other dude being where I'm at. You understand what I'm saying?
Man, you ain't the first one in there. And
Word.
Strap up. You really gonna be the first at this age? I'm 34.
Might not be the last.
I ain't never gonna be the first one. So
I'm gonna strap up
and handle my business. That's just me. I'm not saying that what he said is wrong. I'm just saying I'm gonna strap up. I'm gonna strap up. And I'm going to go handle my business. And she's just going to be the wrong person.
That's
you know what I mean? And I ain't never going to be the first. I ain't going to find virgins every single time.
Right.
So because that's the case, I'm going to strap up and I'm going to handle my business. I understand she's doing what she got to do, but I'm going to win. Promise you.
That's right. That's right. Totally agree with that one.
Wow.
Totally agree with that one.
Mr. Win-Win. I got to go to the chat room because there's a statement from Dominican Soul. This is from Brown Sugar Radio. She said, I agree, so I'm thinking she agreeing with Kendall. Most men do care that they date other men. It's a proud thing. And for Dominican Soul, if you think that sex will make you forget about other dudes, you're sadly mistaken. That's from Brown Sugar Radio in the chat room. I just wanted to say that out. That's for you, Dominican Soul. Do you want to add on to that?
What was it again?
She said men do care. And if you think sex will make you forget about other dudes, you're sadly mistaken.
Well, I never said that sex was going to make her forget about another man. So she probably wasn't listening right. What I said was in the beginning, I really don't care who you're dating because we're just starting out. So I'm already assuming that you're dating other people. I'm not assuming otherwise. I'm assuming that you might be dating other people. So I assume the worst because I don't want to play into a fairy tale and act like I'm the only one. I'm not assuming that you're just sitting around waiting for God to send you me or the right guy or whatever the case might be. I'm assuming that you're playing the field maybe just like I am.
Of course.
So in the beginning, I can't speak for other men. I can only speak for myself. I don't care. In the beginning, I don't care if you're dating other men. I don't even care if you might be sleeping with other men. Your business is your business. You're a grown woman. You got what you got. You give it to who you want to give it to. I don't really care. What I care about is once our emotions are invested, then it becomes an issue. But what I'm saying, what my statement was, once I give you all of me, once I put all of me, once I invest all of me into you, what I'm saying to you is that the other guy's not going to be a factor. And if she was listening right, she would hear that I said mind, heart, then sex. I didn't say sex, heart, then mind. I said I'm attacking your mind, I'm attacking your heart first. Then sex is the last thing on the list.
Right.
So
okay.
to me in the beginning, who you're dating is not an issue for me. Who you're talking to is not an issue for me. Do you, boo? Because I'm probably doing me. But if this is going to go somewhere, I'm going to make sure that you're completely into me, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make things right so that you're only interested in me and these other guys fade to the wayside. That was my point.
Yeah. All right. You got your point across.
I agree with him. Totally.
We got some other people on the line. 2663. 2663, you're up next. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Pretty good. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, this is Fancy from Jersey, South Orange.
Oh, South Orange, New Jersey. You have a comment or question for the panelists?
Yeah, actually, I have a question. How do you guys feel about women who are, like, majority of their friends are male? Not saying these are exes, people they're interested in. It's just, like, for some reason they hang around a lot of guys and they're into sports. Is that, like, a deal breaker? Oh, God.
I mean, I can be in that category as well, but...
I can jump on it. I did that. Yeah. I mean, I can jump on it. Rob me. It's only a deal breaker depending upon the depth of relationship you have with them and the understanding of, because this is a common thing with male and female relationships. Now it's different. Yeah, there's people, I've known them since I was 15. Yeah, but you was a different thing at 15 than you are now as a woman. And at the end of the day, men are territorial. I don't care if it is your homeboy that you know since you was 8. Men are just territorial creatures. Any species of male, even in the animal kingdom, are territorial. So that's by nature. We're territorial. I don't care how confident, a man can say, oh, no, I'm 100% confident. I don't, that doesn't bother me. No, yeah, it will, a little bit, because that's just by nature. We're territorial creatures. But the thing that needs to be put in plain sight is there may be some things there that you may not see because you may see him as a homeboy. But he may see you as, I'm going to just be here till the right time kicks in. When one of them other cats heard her, I'm the only one here. Yeah, it's all right, girl. It's all right. He don't understand you while he unbuttoning that belt.
Exactly.
And sometimes it takes a man to really recognize what another man's motives are. You might have thought this was your homeboy for the last 5-10 years, but I could get what you come in and read the situation and be like, yo, you want to hit it straight up. If you went in the room and took your clothes off, he'll hit it.
Yep.
I don't.
Yep, most definitely.
What did you say, Mecca?
No? I didn't say anything. I said because he's a man. If he's a heterosexual man, that usually happens. So did that answer your question?
Yeah, it gave me a little insight, but I still don't agree. But okay.
Well, listen, it depends too. It also depends on who. What degree are you with this man? Because at the end of the day, if this is the man that you're trying to build with and grow with, then that is your friend as well as your man and your homeboy and everything else. You know what I'm saying? He can't be your man at home and then, I'm going to go hang out with my homeboys too. You know what I mean? There is a line that you do have to draw yourself and say, everything that I'm getting from this guy, I like this one because he's funny. I like this one because he's athletic or whatever, what have you. If you're not getting all that in one, then chances are, you don't even need to be with that one guy. But it will eventually become a deal breaker.
Good answer. And sometimes, when you're in a relationship, you have to let those male friends go if you want that relationship to go to the next level. I do agree with that.
We spoke about that, Mecca, in the first show, did we not?
In the first show, yes, we did. Some people didn't hear the first show, and I want to reiterate that. So we have to go back to that a little bit. Kendall, what you think about that?
Well, it's kind of funny because one of my best friends is a female. So, yeah. One of my best
All right,
friends
go ahead.
is a female. And then to let you know I am married, right?
Okay.
And my wife knows my best friend. You know, so it's just another ear to talk to. Is there sexual attraction? No, not at all. You know, was there ever? No, not at all. We just, like, I like to DJ and so does she. So that's how we clicked. And we, you know, we share things and ideas, but it doesn't go past that. She comes over my house, I go to her house. You know, she has a man, my wife, you know, we all have dinner parties and things like that. So I really see no problem with it. But she said males with an S, not just one dude. You know, just like the other guy. It all depends on how much time they spend together. If they together all day and night, yeah, he's just waiting to hit it. I'm sorry. He's just waiting for the time is right.
So it depends on the time, how much time you spend, the honesty in your relationship, all of that. It depends on. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Nah, B. I'm sorry.
Address the question. Who's talking right now?
It's Dominican Soul. I'm sorry. I don't believe in platonic relationships. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
And why? Tell me why.
Do you know the lion is the king of the jungle? Do you know he is one of the most patient predators in the jungle? He just sits back. He will wait forever to get his prey. And that is what male BFFs do. They just wait until you're crying your shoulders out, until you're crying your eyes out, till the one day that, you know, the guy that you love did you wrong, and he's there to console you, he's there to confide in you, and if he can get in, he's going to get in. I mean, ultimately, men and women, we built differently, you know, and I mean, unless she looks like Precious, I just don't see it.
Wow.
I mean, I just don't see it. Like, it's too hard, you know. I mean, I understand what the caller is saying. You know, she's saying, well, you know, if you have friends, but if you look good, sweetie, what's going to happen is this guy is going to be your friend until he cannot be your friend anymore. He finds his opportunity not to be your friend anymore. They did a YouTube survey. This guy, he did a YouTube survey. He must have interviewed about 100 women, and every woman said that she had a male BFF. And he asked, he asked all of these women, did you ever have a sexual experience with this man? They all said no. When they asked her if you gave him the opportunity, would he? Each and every single woman said yes. If your male BFF will take the opportunity, what does that say? That says if the opportunity is there, he's going to take it. What does that mean? That means there's always an underlying theme. I'm not saying that you can't be friends. I'm saying be realistic to the situation. If you're in a real relationship, how close could you actually be to another man while you're invested in a real relationship? Me personally, you're not going out to dinner with this guy by himself. You're not going out. You're not hanging out. You're not going to his house. He's not calling at 3:00 in the morning. Oh my God, my girl. I'm not having none of that. Not because I'm an egomaniac or I'm a male chauvinist. This is my woman, dog. You got to go get your own.
Territorial.
You have to go get your own. And I'm gonna protect my woman, and my woman got to be mine. You got to go get your own. And men will do that. They will squat until you ready to give it up. You think he's your friend. And this is serious. You think he's your friend. And the sad part is, I know you believe that, sweetie. I know you believe that he's your friend. But if you give him the opportunity, he will take it. So what does that really say about your friendship? What does that really say about your relationship? Because if he really cared for you platonically, that would never be an issue. But if you're saying that in the back of your head, if I gave him the option, he would take it. All right, I'm gonna let somebody else answer because I'm done.
Okay, who wants to answer the question? Anybody have anything else to say about that?
I mean, like I said, this is Rob Lee. I'm agreeing with him 100%, even back down to the primal part of it. Like he said in reference to the lion. A lion's domain can range up to 40 miles per one male.
One male?
Very territorial. Best believe that. And I do believe you can be friends because I have female homegirls as well. But when you invest, like you said, when you're invested into a relationship, a real serious relationship, you're not going to be rolling over there and, we going to the movies or we just hanging out. And you're not doing that. That's just not where your mind is at. And, especially if you're trying to be with someone seriously. I mean, you're really not going to be, these are just my homeboys I'm going out with. That's just, any real man is not even having that. But any real man that you're interested in wouldn't even have to say that to you. You would already know yourself, like, girl, this is where I know I'm trying to be.
Exactly. So we got with that. I mean, that's crazy. I have a question for the panel. What makes or constitutes for good sex? Is it chemistry, performance, a woman's confidence? What do you think is the ingredient for good sex? And I'll give it to Kendall. I think Dave dropped. Then we'll give it to Dominican Soul. Then we'll give it to Rob.
Oh, what's going on, Mike? It's Kendall.
I
think all three. All three. You definitely need all three. Because if you're lacking in some places, just like I said earlier, we won't be able to rock. Not at all. You need all three. A woman has to know what she's doing and wants to do it and be good at what she do. And if she's not, it's all going to fall apart. Straight up. And I'm pretty much done.
All right. So we give it to Dominican Soul. What do you think about that?
I gotta agree with him. I hate to be a cliche, but I gotta agree with him. It's definitely a combination of all three. For me, it has a lot to do with connection. If we can connect mentally and emotionally, I think the sex is just gonna be there. Unless you're like super whack. I mean, if you're super whack, then that's on you. But
wow.
I'm sorry. But if we can connect mentally and emotionally really, really well, I think the sex is just going to be intensified. So I think kind of the mental and the emotional part plays a stronger part in everything, more than the physical. Because once she's mentally and emotionally invested, she's going to give me all of her. And although we don't like to admit it, but if I'm mentally and emotionally invested, I'm going to give her all of me physically. So, if we can find that same wavelength, I think we can really do something great.
Excellent. Rob, what's up?
Yeah, for sure. Meg, what was the third one you said? I know you said chemistry, performance, and something else. And confidence.
Because, a lot of men like confidence.
Yeah. Chemistry, and, I'm an athlete to the bone, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply it to hooping. I mean, we can't win a championship without no chemistry.
Exactly.
So if we can't get that championship in bed, I mean, the chemistry is going to... is going to, tell what kind of performance is there. You know what I'm saying? But performance, you definitely got to be able to perform, but with Kendall and Dominican Soul, I mean, they just hit it right on the head from the beginning. And actually, Mecca, you started it off the right way. You got to have all three of those. You got to be, come with the chemistry and be confident with the performance that you're gonna bring to the table, because your performance is gonna set the bar for anything else. If you only performing, only giving me 10 points a night, I can't do it. I need a 30-point scorer.
Exactly, 30 or more, I guess. I believe so, right? No, the reason why I asked that question, I have a lot of guy friends, and they tell me all kinds of things. And some women feel like, oh, I'm pretty, I have a nice shape, that's it. But a particular friend told me that he was with someone, and I think he's listening on the line, and she was whack. She didn't do anything. So that's why I wanted to say what constitutes for good sex, because she thought it was okay to just be how she is.
No. Nope, got to perform, because then you're going to complain later when somebody else come and perform, drop a little 30 and put you on the bench.
Exactly. Fellas, y'all doing such a good job. There's so many people in the chat room, and I see you in the chat room. I just have a couple more questions, and then we're going to get out of here. We have some people in the chat room that say, older women, good sex depends on the age of the woman. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
You disagree? Okay.
I
and
strongly
Dominican Soul.
This is Dominican Soul. I disagree.
Kendall, good sex depends on the age. This is coming from someone in the chat room.
Oh, this is Kendall. No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. All right. Rob in the chat room. I have one question for someone in the chat room. What are some of the red flags of desperation in a woman? Like, I guess he wants to know if he's dating someone, is desperation. Women need to know what are some of the flags or some of the ingredients that know that you're desperate.
That the woman is desperate?
That the woman is desperate. This is coming from the chat room.
Okay, the question is,
we'll start with
what
Rob,
are some of the
Dominican Soul. We'll start with Rob, then Dominican Soul, and then we'll go to Kendall.
Oh, I mean, when everything is basically like that scene from Coming to America.
Okay.
Bark like a dog.
What scene is that?
A big dog. Bark like a dog. Hop on one foot. Turn around. If you willing to just do all of that, everything I said, just run over there, jump down, do a cartwheel, come back, put on a yellow shirt, and just sit down. If you do all of that, it's just like, okay, yeah, she gonna do whatever just to be right here, but and is not gonna even try to pose a challenge, not being difficult, but pose a challenge to keep my game coming up. And if you see there's no, this person is a yes woman, yes dear, yeah, whatever you say, dear. Yes, dear. Okay, it's like that. You just so hard up to just be with this situation that you just will do whatever. That's a extreme red flag. Just to be like, okay, this ain't gonna work.
Ladies, you cannot do that. I hope you're taking notes. Who wants to go next? I forgot. I think it's Kendall, Dominican Soul. What do you think?
All right, this is Kendall again. For one, if you're like a bugaboo, every 20 minutes texting, hey, how's your day going? What are you doing? How you doing? Knowing you just left. I'm at work. Oh, so how's your day going? I'm at work. It didn't even finish. I mean, it starts to flex. I'm like, oh, this chick is crazy. Like, yo, relax. It's like, I mean, you have a great night. I'm trying to, you smash it. You're doing great. And then, you leave when she leaves. She texting, oh, it was great. I want to see you again. Really? You just left. Come on. Like being a bugaboo is a red flag, a total red flag.
Okay.
Wow.
So you got that?
I agree with both of them. I mean, to me, it's simple. If you know that I'm lying and you ate it, I mean, there's not much really else to say. I mean, you know that I'm feeding you a story, and you're going to eat it, and you're going to take it just because you want to see me the next time. I mean, you're reaching. You should have some boundaries. Women, you should stand up for yourself. The dude's lying to you. Stand up for yourself. Don't tolerate it. Do what you got to do. I mean, I know the guys might hate you for it, but, you know he's lying to you. You desperate, and you still accept it. He's lying to you, and you still accept it. You desperate. And he knows you desperate because he fed you a lie, and he's like, wow, I didn't know that was really going to work. And, you know, if you ate that, I don't know.
Then it's on you.
Then it's on you. It's on you because you know he's lying. I mean, you know, he's giving you the, oh, my goat ate my homework last night. You what? You know, I don't know. You know, it's like when you're in school and you don't have you don't have any excuse with the teacher. So why didn't you do your homework, Johnny? Oh, my goat ate my homework last night. You know, the teacher knows you're lying. Your goat, you got a goat at home? Really? You live in New Jersey. You know,
ladies,
so
you really got to pay attention to these stories.
Yeah, so if he's giving you them types of stories, you know, I mean, and you're feeding into it, and you know he's lying. Your gut feeling is telling you that he's lying, you know, and you're accepting that, and he does it on a consistent basis. Then you only have yourself to blame. You can't later on down the road say, oh, you know, he lied to me and this and third. You knew he was lying 2 months ago, but you stuck around. You stuck around for it.
But then again, I'm sorry to jump in. But then again, you know, the chick might be like, oh, he is Dominican, so he might have a goat, so she
oh, wow.
Go down.
Whoa, okay, go ahead.
Wow, I gotta go because I'm Dominican. Really?
I'm just saying. Yeah,
you just saying. You got that.
Okay, this is what we're going to do right now. We're about to go off. So, Rob, just tell everybody your information. Where can we find you on Facebook, Twitter? Then we'll go to Dominican Soul. Then we'll go to Kindle.
Yeah, no doubt. Rob Lee. You can hit me up, find me on Twitter at Real Rob Lee. Twitter, Real Rob Lee. And you just take it from there.
And any websites, any dates you have coming up, let people know where to find you.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. You can find me at GSEAF, letter F as in Frank, G as in girl, GSEAFG.com. Definitely got a few things coming up. Just hit me up on the Twitter to get the updates for, like, you know, got some tours coming up. We got a few different situations. Got a nice dope play that's going to be coming, too. Yeah.
Nice, oh, wow. Nice. So, Kendall, what's up? Tell everybody where we can find you.
You can find me in the hood near you, especially if you're in the Bronx. Nah. Straight up, nah.
All right.
Basically, you find me on Twitter at KINS, at Twitter, whatever it is. I don't really be on it that much. You know, I just spend my time working on my family, that's all.
All right, we got you. Dominican Soul, I know you have a radio show, a blog. Let people know where they can find you.
Definitely. I'm Dominican Soul. You can find my blog at www.thedominicansoul.com. You can find me on Twitter at @thedominican_soul. And I got a radio show coming real soon in the next week or two on Bottom Music Radio, live with the Dominican Soul. But never mind that. I've had a great time with Mecca James and Rob Lee and David and everybody else. It's been great.
Thank you so much. And you can also find me on Twitter, Mecca from Uptown. You can also go to blogtalkradio.com/Mecca show and the number 1. Leave comments. Thank you for everybody in the chat room. I saw Alaska in the chat room. ATL always holds me down. Philly. Thank you so much for the panelists. And thank you, everybody, for rocking with me. Thank you for all the people on the line that was holding on the line listening. Until next week, love, live life. God bless. Good night.